If you want to be irreplaceable, you must first become valuable. And if you want to be well compensated, you need to show others your value. However, keep in mind that value is subjective. It depends on the individual and can shift as times change. Hi, in today's video, I'll tell you how you can make 1 lakh rupees every month with your podcast, even if you start today with 0 followers. This video is broken into 3 major topics. The first one is guest outreach, second is scaling your podcasts, and the third is monetizing your podcasts. Alright, first things first. If you want to start your own podcast, the major blocker that you might be facing is reaching out to guests. Who will come on my podcast with 0 followers, 0 subscribers, 0 experience, right? What you have to do is figure out a niche. Alright, it can be finance, travel, food, sports. Figure that out and figure out who are the top personalities in that niche. Alright, then decide that your first 5-10 episodes have to be in that particular niche itself. What that does is it helps you figure out your guests easily. Let's say your niche is sports. You figure out you want to call Virat Kohli on your podcast. Now, even you know that with 0 followers, he's not going to go on your pod. So, figure out who are those people who are reachable and you find interesting and can add value to your podcast. Reach out to them. The simplest way you can reach out is cold outreach. It can be cold DMs, cold emails. You can find out their Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, figure out where they are the least active, where they have the least number of followers, and reach out on that particular platform. In my experience, Twitter and LinkedIn have worked best, but obviously cold emails cannot be beaten. Now tell me in the comments if you want me to share my cold email templates with you and I will share them with you. The cold outreach is the easiest part. The hard yards begin now. What you have to do is figure out what you want to talk to them, what questions you want to ask them. And for that, my process, I'll tell you. What I do is basically I stalk all their social handles, Google about them. I read the most recent news about them and figure out what they would want to talk about. Okay, I make a Venn diagram of what I want to ask them, what my audience would want to know from them, and what they have expertise in, right? Figure out the intersection points and then you will have your own topics ready. Now, in those topics, make a list of 10-15 questions and you're good to go. People often ask me, how do you ask good questions? How do you never run out of questions? How do you ask thought provoking questions? The simplest hack and the answer to it is just be a good listener. You have to be curious, alright? So, what I do, my personal practice is whenever I ask a question, my guest answers, I listen to it, and then I repeat their answer to them. Not exactly, but my understanding of their answer. More often than not, what happens is the guest wants to over explain their answer. And that's where the magic happens. That's where you get deeper level thoughts. That's when you get the deeper insights from anybody's personal journeys. For example, let's say I'm talking to somebody about investments and becoming financially free. And I ask them a question about investing in SIPs. They're answering, all right. So now, after they're finished answering, I'll tell them, okay, sir, so you mean to achieve financial freedom, I have to invest in SIPs. And then I'll pause. They will want to break that awkward silence and then they will over explain their answer. That's when the audience will get the much needed deeper insights that other podcasts, other episodes, other forums are not giving them. And that's when your following will increase. That's when people will know that you ask good questions. Just by making one habit shift, just by listening to them deeply. Now I'll tell you how you can scale your podcasts to lakhs and lakhs of monthly listeners. There's a quadrant: known guest, known host, known guest, unknown host, unknown guest, known host, unknown guest, unknown host. Now, you and I are all smart enough to realize that known guest, known host is a situation which will automatically get millions of views because the audience want to listen to them. They already know the guest, they know the host, they know what to expect. That video, that podcast will get millions of views, right? But when you are starting out, you fall in the category of unknown host. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows what to expect. They don't know your voice, your thoughts, your opinions. So, 2 things you can do as a young podcaster to get more views. One is talk to someone who is being followed, or talk about something that is trending. Alright. Talking about unknown host, unknown guest, around 7 months back, I just had 20k subscribers on my YouTube channel. And at that time, I was going through my analytics. I could see that my audience was watching content of one particular person. That person was a billionaire and he happened to be in Delhi. So I just shoot my shot. I sent him a text on LinkedIn calling him on the pod. He accepted, we shot the episode, and that episode had a CTR, a click through rate of 16%. Now, that CTR is unheard of. It's a very top 0.1% click through rate for every YouTube channel. Even big YouTubers dream of that. So, what led to that? See, my audience was already interested in knowing that person's life, in knowing more about him, in knowing how he made that money. I just called him on my pod. I picked up on that trend, I picked up on their interest, and gave him my platform to share his story. And that's when the magic happened. Because I already had the audience for that particular guest, I gave him my platform, and the plug happened. So, what you can take out from this is that reach out to people who are already trending on YouTube, especially in your audiences. Obviously, when you're starting out, you don't have that data, you don't have any audience to learn from, right? But that's when it's the hardest. You have to figure out what's working for other channels, who are other smaller YouTube channels, other smaller podcasts who are getting guests. Who are those guests? What are they talking about? What are they selling to their audience? Pick up on those patterns. See, YouTube is all about pattern recognition. It's all about doing the same things over and over again, but with a slight twist, with your own flavor, with your own personality, and that's when you will succeed on YouTube. Now, to become a big YouTube podcaster, to become big in India, you have to treat your podcast like a business. You have to build SOPs, right? One more thing that this has enabled is now that I have 180 episodes on my channel, whenever I reach out to somebody and I text them that I have shot over 150 episodes, they are impressed. They see that I, a 20-year-old, has shot over 150 podcast episodes. They see the experience, dedication. They know that their time will not get wasted. I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the know how. Now, before going on to the making money aspect, I'll tell you one more very important thing, right? This is the best advice I have gotten and I can give you from my experience so far. Initially, experiment aggressively, okay? Find out different titles, different thumbnails, different delivery styles, different guest profiles, different topics. Experiment, all right? But once you figure out what works, just double down on it. Double down again, double down again, and just keep on doubling down. That's the only way you can grow faster. That's the only way you can achieve your goals at a very fast pace. I'll give you an example. For me, the first ever episode that blew up was my episode where I interviewed Mr. Sandeep Jain, the founder of Geeks for Geeks. All right. That time, my audience was college students. And for them, GFG is a very known platform. So that time, I knew that this episode had the potential of getting more views than usual. But to my surprise, when I uploaded the episode, it did not perform well. Maybe the thumbnail was wrong, title was wrong, I don't know. So I experimented. I just changed the thumbnail, let it sit for a while, and that's when I see the magic happen. The click through rate, the CTR, slightly started going upwards and went above 12%. That video today has approximately 2 lakh views. Now, that shift, the things that work there, I have applied those things in all of my following YouTube videos. I realized what my audience wants and what I can give to them. I have just doubled down on that thing since then. Yes, it's not like it's a rosy ride. It's not like all episodes are gonna get the same amount of views, but your processes have to remain same. Your thought process have to remain same. That's why it's very important as a podcast host to build SOPs, to build a team. Build a team that can help you achieve your goals very fast. Alright, if you're still watching, now is the part where I tell you how you can make money with your podcast, how you can make up to 1 lakh rupees with zero followers from your own podcast. See, YouTube AdSense, YouTube brand deals is a different thing. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you some hacks, certain tricks you can use to charge brands even if you have zero followers on YouTube or on Instagram for that matter. Alright. So brands right now are investing heavily on short form content, on short form ads. All right. So for short form, you can do two things and charge brands even if you have zero followers. So one trick that I use and you can use as well is that when you shoot an episode with say, let's say a founder of a particular company, after the episode is shot, I shoot some reels with them talking about some other companies in their domain itself. All right. And they have some things to say, sometimes good, sometimes bad. If they say something good about that particular company, what you can do is share that 30-second, 40-second clip with that company's top level executives and tell them, I have shot this episode with so and so founder of so and so brand, and they had this to say about your brand. Now, I can upload this video on my channels if you pay me this much amount of money, or else I can scrap this video off. More often than not, what will happen is they will agree to pay you the money because for them it's free advertising. They can piggyback of that particular founder's social proof. They can piggyback of that particular founder's trust, authenticity that he has with his own particular customers, audience, right? So that brand automatically gains the trust. Second thing that you can do is share 60-second case studies with brands. One more thing you can do is, you know that on Instagram, high quality edits, high speed edits work very well, right? So brands love 60-second case studies of their particular brand, of their particular story. So what you can do is you can ask your founder, your guest, to talk about, let's say, an X brand. How did it become so big? As young podcasters or as young creators, as new creators, we are always confused that we don't have 100k followers. Why will brands pay us? That is a very big misconception. See, brands never pay you for the amount of following you have. They pay you for the engagement. Brands want views, brands want comments, they want engagement, right? So there's a metric that brands use, right? They count the number of comments that your videos have which have more than 15 words, because that then gives the brands an idea, okay, this particular creator is followed by this much audience. They realize that, okay, their audience connects with this particular creator. They value their opinion. So even if you have very less number of following but your episodes are doing well, you have good engagement, you can charge brands a very high premium price. One more very important thing. See, if you have less number of following, brands don't know about you. Companies don't know about you. You have to become visible to them. You have to reach out to them. And that you can do by doing cold outreach. Do cold outreach, send them a 60-second clip of your podcast telling them how you can add value to them. All right. Send them your metrics. Brands love average view duration. If your videos have an AVD, average view duration, of, let's say, higher than average. So for me, my episodes, which are 1 hour long, and the best of the best episodes have an AVD of about 16-17 minutes. So brands love that. They see that, okay, this particular creator has the ability to hold their audience for longer durations. And that is when the ad integration, the ad sponsorship will come into picture. Because if people are watching you just for 30 seconds, 1 minute, brand will not get that value out of it. But if people are watching you for more than 10 minutes on YouTube, then brands will pay you high premium for that as well. You have to understand who you are as a person, and then you have to realize who your audience is, and then accordingly reach out to brands. For me, I understand that my currency is intelligence. I cannot be a fun guy on my podcast. I'm a very sincere guy. I want to learn from my guests, right? And that is what my audience also wants. So I reach out to those brands who value my currency, who value intelligence. So for me, I reach out to those brands who understand that my currency is intelligence, who value that. So I reach out to VCs, startup founders for sponsorships on my podcast. Getting one brand deal is still easy, but to keep on getting brand deals is the hard part, and that is where you will make money. So in order to keep on getting brand deals, what you have to do is under promise and over deliver. Never tell a brand your videos will get 5 lakhs views, 6 lakh views. No. Under promise and over deliver. That's when the brands will want to work with you again and again and again. And that's when you will make the big money. Awesome. With that said, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'm just gonna share one more piece of advice with you from my mentor, Alex Hormozy. He says that you will lose 10,000 rupees on the road to your first 1 lakh. You will lose 1 lakh rupees on the road to your first 10 lakhs. And you will lose 10 lakh rupees on the road to your first 1 crore. So be bold, challenge the prevailing opinion, and see the magic happen.